Well, welcome to Brussels as we take a flight from Geneva to Brussels, the home of Tintin, with Brussels Airlines in an A320. If that sounds good, stay tuned. I lucked out today too because we got to ride on a very special Airbus A320 that commemorated Tintin. Yes, that's right, this 23-year-old Logojet of Brussels Airlines. It had been an early start and I'd flown in with Jet 2 from Stansted, so I was very keen to find a lounge for some coffee or something stronger. This is the view in the Swissair Business Lounge. Not the best, but thank goodness at least there was beer. I'm not going to say what time of the morning this was, don't judge me. Now the lounges here aren't the best. That said, I really do appreciate having access to them, as it is a good place to go and get a beer and just sit and chill before your flight. These lounges aren't the best, and my experience of Lufthansa group lounges is they're all fairly, well, dull. The food options weren't great either. Anyways, I didn't linger because it was soon time to head to my flight. It's the Easter holidays, so the airport was really busy, although actually Geneva airport was really easy to get from one place to another. Now, one slightly annoying thing is that everywhere there's these little dots on the window, so try as I might, I didn't really get particularly good shots of our jet before we flew, but here's about the best that I got. It really was my lucky day. Not only was I flying on this amazing looking jet, but I also got an unexpected gate upgrade. As I got to check in, I was handed a new boarding card and I'd be flying in Euro Business for the short trip between Geneva and Brussels. Happy days. Here's a better shot of our aircraft. What a colour scheme! And it turns out the colour scheme carried on inside the aircraft too. How cool is this? I noted too that Euro Business had its very own lockers that were marked for business only. My gate upgrade had originally put me in seat 2D with no window, but once boarding was completed, the crew were kind enough to let me sit in 1F. So lots of legroom and a window as well. We pushed back right on time and it was still a very wet, miserable day here in Geneva. We were hoping for better weather on our arrival in Brussels. The flight time, about an hour and 10 minutes. Here's the layout of our jet today, typical Euro Business, so pretty much economy with the middle seat left free. I filmed this really unusual layout at Geneva Airport. They have these little piers that are right in the middle of the apron, but the piers don't lead anywhere, so I think you have to catch a bus from the piers into the main terminal. I've just never seen anything quite like that before. Normally there's a tunnel. Within no time at all, we were already getting ready to line up on the runway for our departure over to Brussels. It was soon time to go, so I'll go quiet as ever for the takeoff. Lovely takeoff. Despite what looked to be very turbulent weather, it was actually very smooth as we left the ground. We departed on runway 4, which took us straight over the top of Lake Geneva as we were in the climb. I've sped this next bit up a little bit because Lake Geneva is enormous, but very beautiful. Check this out. In no time at all, we were in the cruise, headed for Brussels. Again, the flight was going to be about an hour and 10 minutes. Soon, service would begin. Now, of course, being seated in row 1, the legroom was excellent, although it did look rather tight for the rest of the aircraft and indeed the rest of business class. The first row has fixed armrests and the tray table comes out like this. It didn't feel hugely sturdy, to be honest. Now, as I was a gate upgrade, I'm not sure they had catering for me, and looking at what the other business class passengers had, I'm actually rather pleased, as I got to choose whatever I wanted from the buy on board menu. This was really nice. Soon enough though, it was time to finish our snacks, drink down that beer, and we were on final approach into Brussels. We had indeed taken just over an hour to make the trip between the two cities, and we didn't face any delays at either end. We were soon over the numbers on runway 25 right here at Brussels. You can see on the right hand side the military base that shares the runways with the civil airport. A very smooth landing concluded this very decent flight. Now, if you've liked what you've seen so far, do like, comment, share and subscribe for more of my adventures in the future. I'd really appreciate it, and as ever, a huge thanks to those who already subscribe to me. I really appreciate it. Thank you. So let's review. It was a pretty good trip. I can't deny that it was lovely to get upgraded to Euro Business, and that meant that I got more space and more food and drink than I would have done had I flown economy. I'd guess that my Star Alliance Gold status probably helped me not only to get the upgrade, but also gave me access to those Swiss lounges earlier. I'll have to fly the economy product properly to really get a feel for what economy is like. The aircraft was pretty old, no charging points, no IFE, no Wi-Fi, but other than that the staff were great. The original economy fare had cost me €75, but just look at how much air passenger duty these guys pay over in Switzerland. Nearly half the airfare, and we moan in Britain. Anyways, this brings us to the end of my video. I've really appreciated having you along. Thanks so much for watching the video, and I look forward to seeing you all on the next one. See you soon.